Hi,
Hi.
Jonas.
Hey, Nati.
Thank you for sitting with me, chatting at the Casa Tilo. I think like the first thing that I usually ask people, like if you want to introduce yourself, yeah, who are you? Why are you in my house?
Yeah, nice. My name is Jonas Groner. I live in Vienna. I work in civic empowerment, I would say,
Mhm.
broadly speaking.
Yeah.
I support people to be more in touch with what's important to them and then take collective action around the things that are important to them in
Mhm.
many different ways.
Yeah.
And I'm in your house because I think that's a shared interest we have. And yeah, we met like 4.5 years ago, something like this,
Yeah.
in the frame of the Microsolidarity network,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
have been collaborating since then in different
Yeah.
ways. And I'm here now on the last day of the like 9th Microsolidarity gathering after that first one
Yes.
where we met. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm here.
Great. And is there any highlights that you're taking away from this week?
Mm.
Let's start with the highlights. And
Yeah.
then
There's many. I think the biggest one is not very specific, but it's just a felt sense of being able to relax into a group, because I feel that there's a lot of different people taking responsibility in small ways that add up to like having a sense that everything is taken care of.
Mhm.
And it doesn't mean that I'm like completely checking out, but it means I'm kind of really able to check in with myself. What can I contribute with lightness, and what's like what is my piece to hold here actually? That's enough. And yeah, that's been very restful for me this week to tune in with this, yeah, really capacity and joy question around contribution.
Yeah.
And it shows up in many different ways. Another highlight has been we've had a very young participant of the gathering. Our
Yes.
friends Nikki and Jocelyn have
Yes,
had a baby
our
half a
friend's
year ago.
baby, for those of you listening.
And that's been a highlight as well, just to have a young family around that is modeling for me in a very beautiful way what it can look like to be a family in community. And
Yeah. But I want to come back to something you were saying about like finding what is the piece that you're holding out of this. And did you discover that, or was it something that did something spark for you this week about what is that you're holding out of on this network, or you probably already knew it, but maybe clarify.
Yeah, I think on the kind of more high level, abstract level, there's something around bringing the collective attention back to the importance of intentional storytelling and strategizing. And that I've discovered that to be my role somehow, especially in the kind of core team, so to speak. And for a while I was like, well, why are we not doing this? And it's like, because no one's holding it. Okay, so let me hold it. Other people bring like the kind of lots of creative energy, or like a kind of design energy to put creative ideas into offerings. And I think I've discovered my job to be like more the weaving things together over time, so that all of the great creative bursts can be integrated into like a whole thing. And I've also been trying to do that here in like one-on-one conversations with people, and they're like, what the hell are we doing? And like, what is this network for, and why are we here? And to kind of draw the connections between the things that are happening here in the space to the bigger story of what we're doing. Because it's not immediately obvious. And it never is in these community spaces. It always needs some attention to be like, okay, let's make this understandable and accessible. And then a role that I really enjoy playing that comes very easy to me, but oftentimes it comes on top of like a lot of other things, is like just taking care of practical stuff, like going to take care of the broken car with you guys yesterday, or like yesterday at night digging up the oily sand that was left behind by the car, and it's like just doing these manual things. That's very like joyful for me, and I enjoy it, but only if there's like enough space to do them and not having to like squeeze them in between other things. So that's been nice. Like, I have capacity to just be practically helpful. And
Yay!
yeah.
Very appreciated. Thank you. Okay, so what about lessons learned? Is there anything already that you're like, ooh, this is something where we could tune in for the next time we do something similar?
Yeah, I think there's something around just holding an intention more clearly around the gathering. I think there were some people here that like they were super good people, and I think it was good that they were here, but it was like came at the cost of them going through some confusion and the field taking a bit longer to gel and find itself, because the initial intention of let's have a gathering for people that have been around a while wasn't held super strongly. And there was a broader diversity of participants with different levels of context in the network, which is not per se like a bad thing or anything. It just requires a different design or like different attention to facilitation. And I think we didn't quite match the needs of the group with the breadth of diversity that was there, with the level of like hosting and leadership and attention that would have been needed to make that work more smoothly. So that's the thing with like, okay, either plan for more diversity from the beginning and hold it clearly, or like hold the boundary more clearly.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the way, right? We prototype, we test. It's like, okay, we did it this way. What did we learn? What are we going to change for next time?
And like, I think that's one of the most clear things.
Cool. One question I like to ask is, what are you curious about in this moment?
Many things. I think most clearly right now, fundraising actually. For our organization, Civil Action Network in Austria, which is like a young NGO, and there I'm curious about how do we make this work around community organizing and civic empowerment viable, so that people doing the work are not like bearing the load of like having no money and like having to like be really creative with how to make life work. But also for the Microsolidarity network, I know that you and Rich are in similar like explorations for the house, and somehow that came into focus for me as like not just an annoying thing that one has to deal with, so that we can then do other things, but more as a like actually like a tool in the toolkit of community engagement. Like realizing some people are actually really happy to support with money, and that's their way of participating. Like that clicked for me somehow, and I'm like, okay, I need to learn more about it. I want more tools, and I want more like experimentation spaces, and both with Civil Action Network, but also with the Microsolidarity network.
I think there's a few of us that are kind of moving in this direction. Like, okay, I think it's time that we look into funding.
Yes. It's all fun and games and nice. We have great vibes and good practice, but also like there's
it needs to be sustainable.
Yes.
And is there anything else that you're taking away around the network this week, or I don't know, anything that you want to share?
I think around the network, I've had a feeling in the last months of like, oh, we should like take a decision what we do with this, because right now we're in a bit of a limbo state, and I think some of that happened this week, and what also happened is like what happened was more clarity about next steps and how we continue, but what also happened was I had got a new perspective on all of the resources we already have, and like getting feedback from people that actually there's already quite a lot of things in place. Like I tend to look at things a little bit pessimistically and be like, okay, like we're just starting out, like beginner's mindset. We don't really know what we're doing. We're really figuring things out, and try to not get ahead of myself. But this week somehow gave me a little bit more calm and confidence of like, maybe it doesn't take much to unlock a lot of capacity here, and I think that was possible because we really gave space to letting some of these processes breathe and develop in like a very well held container or format with like clear who has context, who plays which role in this process, but kind of drawing on the intelligence and information of everyone in the way that they can contribute. So not asking people that are just showing up to like give their opinion about strategy, but asking them, what do you need from this network? And like that's a way that they can feed the process and actually help us gain really relevant information. And like yesterday we had a conversation about the membership model, and it was kind of a focused conversation between 4 people and like 8 other people listening in, and at the end sharing this is what stood out to me, that seems relevant, here's another perspective, and that somehow felt like such a hack to make sure we're not dropping anything. And then that's a format I'm definitely taking with me also to other contexts. So like, okay, this kind of fishbowl style conversation format is super helpful if there's just different levels of context, but you still want to include, like it still pays off to include more than just the most involved people in these conversations. It's just a matter of how to make it possible to actually contribute.
Yeah, I thought there was some really useful insights, and that maybe the 3 of you or the 4 of you in the discussion couldn't anticipate.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, people being like, I'll happily contribute to a membership that is higher than what we have.
Yes.
It's like, okay. We carry certain assumptions from the inside that sometimes, they don't really match.
There were like 3 or 4 moments like this, and after we had like an hour-long conversation with 4 people, and then we turned around to the room, and it was like, 3 or 4 sharings where I was like, this is really like rewiring my model of what I thought was reality.
I do like those formats. They're pretty cool.
Super nice.
Anything else you want to say about yourself to all our beautiful listeners out there?
About myself? Not sure. I don't like talking about myself so much. But about Casa Tilo maybe.
Go for it.
This is the 4th time I've been here within like 1.5 years.
Only 4 times?
And like this time especially, it really felt like there was no nervousness about coming here, and there was no like, what's it gonna be? It was like, like really a sense of coming home in a way, which sounds corny, but it was really like I had a very intense period before this, and I knew I was gonna come here at the end of that, and it was really like the kind of thing to look forward to, and it worked perfectly, like as intended, as like a landing pad, and I'm very grateful that the space exists, and that it like enables this kind of movement of like, okay, going out into the world and then coming back into a space like this and digesting and like coming away resourced and inspired, and like going into the next cycle of like trying things somewhere else and coming back and like, hey guys, this is what I learned. And
that's really great to have you come back. And we're hearing this more and more, right? As people keep coming back, there's this sense of, it's like coming home. And it's great to have people around that already know the space and you feel comfortable, and
also knowing that there's a bunch of people that are not here for the first time, and also like both with the network but also with the house in particular. That's really,
it creates a different vibe. It's a different space to land. You can kind of go a little bit deeper, right? Because you already skipped that first initial.
Exactly. You drop in right away, and it's like it doesn't take 3 days to arrive. Maybe it takes half a day to arrive. And then like, okay, let's go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you come back soon.
Good. 6 months.
Great.
Twice a year I try to.